whatever that outlet is, the creeps and pervs and weirdos that did that kind of stuff that got away with it. Hopefully now it's like, okay, go and, I don't know, jump off a bridge, go and, you know what I mean? Like not that I would tell anybody to do that, but things are changing so that it doesn't have to be any age, whether it be 6, 16, 16. I hope that everybody would speak up. Thank you, Darling. Hi, where are you from? Who are you?
My name is Jillian, and I'm from Las Vegas.
Yo!
And if you are a DC or Marvel person, who would you want to meet out of both of them if combined, if you wanted to?
Okay, I'm not the biggest DC Marvel, but does Robert Downey Jr. count in there? Because I would certainly...
Yes.
Okay, then that's mine. Isn't he great? I was on Netflix the other day, I'm like, and I just Googled it, I just put his name in there, because I love, you know, there's some actors you just love to watch no matter what they do. They could fart on camera, and you're like, that was the best fart I've ever seen in my life. He's just so fun to watch, and he is attractive, and he's a great success story of addiction in Hollywood, chewing you up and spitting you out. You just love this guy, because he's adversity, he's everything, and he's a good-looking dude, but he's just fun to watch. So I really like him. I also like Mark Ruffalo when he was doing, was the Hulk? Wasn't he great? He's also one of those kind of understated, kind of funny-looking actors, but he's fun to watch. But if I had one, I would go with Robert Downey Jr. and, what's his name, Captain Avenger? No, what is he? Iron Man. I know, Captain Avenger, sorry. I totally offended somebody. They're like, oh my God, he's Iron Man, you idiot. Yeah, he's mine. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Good, okay. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Hi, Sarah from Portland. There's a few people from Portland. Who's Portland? You cheer if you're from Portland. That's quite a few Portland. A lot of Texas, too. Cheer if you're from Texas. Oh, way more Texas. Okay, hi, darling.
So I was just interested in the casting process and how you auditioned for Ellen and like kind of how the character was when you auditioned for it and then how she evolved.
The audition process is probably the most stressful part of acting for me. A lot of actors, I have a lot of fear around the audition, and why wouldn't you, right? You're standing in front of 8 people who are judging every single second that you're in their room. So it's incredibly difficult. The audition process, some people go in and they've got their lines in their head, they have no problem. It's really, auditions are very, very stressful for me. I hate them. If I can get through them, I'm excited. The Ellen character is funny, it wouldn't have gone to me. It was an American show shooting in Vancouver. And it was a long time ago, well, 13 years ago, and at that point in time, they didn't think the Canadian actors could act. They were like, yeah, we shoot in Canada, because LA was getting a break on it, but they didn't really know Canadian actors yet. They didn't trust us, so they tried to give every role that they could to the United States. They'd throw the odd Canadian a one-liner, he went that way, no sir, yes sir, those ones. But the larger characters, they were like, yeah, no, get them from LA. But I think it was one of those ones where they're like, the casting director, she was a big casting director in Vancouver, and she said, let me see if we can find this Ellen character in Vancouver, because it would save them money, right? They don't have to fly me up there, they don't have to put me in a hotel. They can pay the Canadians way less, and they do, which is something that clearly I'm annoyed with, that our union needs to work on. So this casting director just on a whim just said, you know what, let's try, I've got a tough, great voice, ballsy broad, that I think this Ellen character, they needed a new female, and they needed a mom, and they needed a strong one. And they said, let me bring in Sam Ferris and 2 other people. So I went in, and I went, whatever, Supernatural. Again, it was so long ago, nobody knew the show. I'm like, and I looked it up, and I'm like, wow, these guys are hot. Who are these guys? And I'm like, wow, okay, there was no buzz for it. So I'm like, I went in and read for it, and when and booked it. And then weeks later, when I met Kim Manners and Fails Grecia, they're like, you have no idea how bad LA wanted to cast out of LA, but they said that you just rocked the role, and they knew that they knew they found their Ellen. And sometimes you really nail a role, and you know that you nailed it, and you know that you are that part. And Ellen was it for me. It was like a comfortable pair of shoes. I just strolled in there, did anything, and they're like, oh yeah, that's it. Like the gun, this first scene we shot, of my stuff ever, the very first, hi, how do you do, Jared, hi Jensen, wow, you guys are taller than you look on TV. It's everybody says, because actually everybody looks shorter, but these guys were taller than I thought. And the first scene was coming out of the kitchen, and I've got a gun behind Jared's head, and he said, John, or something, and I went, John Winchester? You John's boys? And he said, yeah. Oh, she just smashed him in the face when I got the butt of the gun. And then I drop the gun and I laugh and I go, hey, I'm Ellen. That was the very first, and I did that in the audition. They were like, nobody else did that. They're like, she's got a sense of humor. She smiles. She's fun. She's tough. She carries guns. She drinks beer. She owns a bar. Sam Ferris. I guess that's what I scream when you see me. I'm bar, broad, beer, and guns. Fantastic. I'm gonna put that on my resume. Yes, you know what? It was a character that was just, as an actor, sometimes you just know roles were meant to be yours. That one was meant to be. That what the universe handed me that long before I ever auditioned for it. That was just the way it was going to be. And look how it worked out. I'm here. Thanks, Tom. Hi, darling. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, my name is Bella, and I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Whoa!
So
Let's go do a convention in Hawaii. Didn't they have one? Did you guys go?
Yep.
Why didn't I go? Next one. Hi. Sorry, it's about me there for a second. It's really not about me. It's about you.
So I was wondering, how do you think losing the Roadhouse affected Ellen?
Well, it was her base, right? I mean, I think she was a survivor. She had that Wagoneer. She was on the run. I think that woman sort of, even though she had the Roadhouse, she would know how to run on the run. She was a survivor, right? Her and her daughter probably had to run from many people and many things over the years. So I think she could pack up and go in 2 minutes. I think she was just capable. She always had the guns in her glove box, you know what I mean? Like, I think she was ready to go at all times. I think the heartbreak that would be is that there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into that Roadhouse. And that was where everybody met. I think it was more for the demons, the demon hunters and the hunters, that was their safe place, and that's where they could come and get information and go forward and springboard. The fact that that would have been burned to the ground would have been the hardest part for her, because where would they go now? They didn't have cell phones, they didn't have Twitter. I don't think, did they? Demon hunters have Twitter? Maybe they do now, but they didn't then. So I think it would not be about her, it would more be about them. She's a survivor, she can handle anything. You know, she could kick ass with a toothpick. She's MacGyver. Ellen's MacGyver with boobs. You know what I mean? Toothpaste and a party hat, and she'd somehow rule the world. But yeah, I think that was more that. And yeah, blood, sweat, and tears, but definitely where would she be able to help people? I think that was always her biggest concern, was helping people. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Asper.
What?
I'm Asper.
Hi, where are you from?
I'm from Brigham City, Utah.
All right, Utah. Hello. I've met some Utah.
I wanted to mention something that you said yesterday about how you can't blame women from the previous generation for not speaking up and for. I'm sorry, really.
You, look at you, you are crying. I'm like, are you crying? You are crying. Don't worry about it, honey. You're safe. You're in a good spot. Don't, you're gonna make me cry.
I just, it's been going through my head since you said that yesterday, because as a little kid, I was abused, and I never spoke about it till I was an adult, and sometimes, the hardest part of getting through that was that I blamed myself, because my sister was also abused, and I always thought if I spoke up, maybe that wouldn't. But when you said that, I realized that goes for me too. And also, I've been working through and kind of able to forgive my grandmother a little bit, because she knew what was going on, and she didn't protect us, and I have a very hard time with that. But when you said that, I was able to forgive her a little bit. I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Oh my God, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so brave. Yeah, hey? See, if we did more of this, if we did more talking about this stuff, and I know it's difficult, but communication, this is why I do that YouTube channel. This is why I write. This is why I do Twitter, because I think that communication is the key to healing. It's a key to a lot of things. Getting that stuff. We hold all this shit in, and everybody's got some of their own. And whether it was emotional abuse, whether it was physical, sexual abuse, whatever abuse it was, everybody's got a little something. Life, you don't just roll in on a rainbow and it's all puppy dogs and fairy tales. It's just not. Life just isn't like that. It hands us shit, and it's how we handle it. And some is harder than others, and how some get handled different stuff. But yes, yes, we didn't. So I'm glad that helped you, because you gotta talk about this stuff. People don't talk about it, and if that gives you some relief, yeah, we didn't have language for it back then. And my mother, do you think my mother protected me and my brother from my dad? And I know, I'm sorry, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable if you talk about my own stuff, but yeah, we all look back and go, why didn't you protect us? Why didn't this happen? Because it didn't. And it just was a different time. And people really, when you look at the crap of your parents and the people that did you wrong, you got to look and see that some people did the best that they could with the tools that they were given. And when I hate my parents, and when I get angry, and when I look at things and I see them as unfair, that happened to me, you got to go, they did the best that they could with the tools that they were given. And now it's our turn. We're adults now, and we can go back and say, no, that wasn't right. And we can try and fix it for ourselves and go forward. And don't let it happen again to somebody else around us. And learn from it and grow from it and go, yeah, okay, I'm a better person. I'm going to let that go behind me. The memory's not gone, but you can move through it and you can move past it. And that's, I think we've got to be there for each other for that kind of stuff, you know? Does that help?
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. I'm glad. Thank you very much for saying that. That's very brave of you, and that makes me feel great. It gives my heart a big sing. Hello, my dear. Well, what's your name? What's your question?
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi.
Jane, Rhode Island.
5 minutes? Sorry, just go and go. Okay, we'll do some rapid fire questions.
No worries. Been watching your career for long before Supernatural and have continued since.
No? Thank you.
For me, Supernatural brought back music of my childhood and gave me an opportunity to get to see Kansas live.
Oh, to go and see Kansas live, did you just say?
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious. Caroline Wayward Son?
So they did that as their encore for their performance that night. Is there a series that for you took you back to your childhood and let you relive it through the music?
No, but I just saw a movie with Topher Grace that was from the 80s that was all my music from, it was a movie called Take Me Home Tonight. It was a really cute movie, actually, if you like Topher Grace. It was really fantastic. I was one of those, oh my God, this is really cute. I was in bed, hungover. I'm like, stupid movie. But I loved it. And it was all the music from high school, and I remember first date, first kiss. So they say that sound, smell are the two things that take you back to memories the fastest. I think smell is actually the fastest, but another one is sound. And you relive the geeky grade 10 all over again. And it was lovely, but also incredibly terrifying. Thank you, lovely. What's your question, my dear? What's your name?
I'm Sabrina from Maltby, Washington.
Hi.
I have an oddball question. You've done a lot of really good arcs on a lot of really good shows. So from either Supernatural or any of the others, what is the weirdest piece of fan mail you've gotten and the best piece of fan mail you've gotten?
Fan mail?
Yeah.
Weirdest is some fanfic that I saw. I know that fanfic's not for us, and thank God, because it's weird. I saw me having sex with all kinds of different things and people, and some of it wasn't even human. Like, it was, I'm like, whoa, and somebody said, oh, just so you know, we write fanfic for each other. I just happened to get a little bit of it. I got 2 pages of that sent to me, and I'm like, am I getting stalked? Do I need to phone the cops? They're like, no, they're just sending you what they wrote because they're proud of it. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And what is the best things I've got? I get some artwork. I have all the artwork that I ever get, I have all of it at home. And I have this really beautiful painting. It's green and it's Art Deco and it's me with the gun, which is probably not a good thing these days, but it's such a great shot. I have that. I have a book that a girl made of every quote and every motivational quote I ever said with pictures of me. She's not here, but she follows me on Twitter. An entire book that she sent me. It must have taken her hours to put it together. Pictures that she's hand-drawn of me. It's amazing. We're always so touched. All of us are. Misha, I know everybody, anything that you ever give us, we do really look at it and go, that's really sweet that somebody took the time out to do something like that. It's fantastic. So I think those are my two. Thank you, darling. Hi, what's your question, darling, quickly?
I wanted to tell you, on our drive out here on Thursday night, it was the middle of the night, we're in the middle of nowhere, this place called Boron, and we drive by this restaurant that was called The Roadhouse, and it was open, so we pulled over, came in, we're like, I wonder if they have pie. And they did, so we had pie and coffee in the middle of the night at the Roadhouse. It was amazing. Took lots of pictures. My question for you is, what is your favorite kind of pie?
My mother makes a really good pie. I would go with rhubarb raspberry.
Oh my
like
God.
some weird, crazy combination. Like, I love rhubarb pie. My mother always made rhubarb pie. Yeah, I'd go with either like a blackberry rhubarb or a rhubarb raspberry, something like that. Something off. Apple's great, but why not go big if you can? Thanks, darling. Hi, darling. What's your question, quickly?
Yeah, I have a question. You mentioned one time on Twitter years ago that you didn't get a job because something about your body. It was either your breasts were too big or...
They were big.
It was something.
I've had these reduced, by the way. Not that you ever need to do that. It's incredibly painful, but if you feel that need to do it because you feel self-conscious, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I love your body, but it was the best decision I ever made.
My question is, how do you not internalize that? How do you not let it get to you?
We work in a really tough business. You have to have a thick skin to do this. You can't go into it. You drink a lot of vodka. You can't go into it. No, I'm kidding. You got to get past that. Like, I go into I worked with shows with little kids that were a little overweight, and it says right on, this is an 8-year-old going into an audition where the character says, fattest kid in the class, bullied all the time. And I look at the parents. I remember working with this little kid once. I mean, it's one thing for an adult to take on, old, haggard, looked like she used to be good looking. That's the biggest one I get is, haggard probably was pretty when she was younger. Not attractive, probably, looks like she drank too much in her 20s. You just go, and I can handle it because I'm like, whatever. Hollywood, they don't give a shit what we think of what they describe of us. It's horrible that way. But a little kid, and I said to this little girl's parents, and they were big too, and I said, how did you handle that? And he goes, you know what, she gets it. She's, she wouldn't be here either. We talk to her and say, how do you feel about this description about your character? And she's like, but, Mom, I am big. And it was just so lovely that this kid was totally comfortable in her own skin. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to get past it and don't take it personally and just go, they don't even know what they're looking for. They're just like, I don't know, haggard, old, overweight, prom queen gone wrong. Like, I get all that. And it's like, really, I'm the prom queen gone wrong? 60s? Not that there's anything wrong with 60s. I'm not even 50 yet, you know what I mean? So you have to just blow Hollywood off and go, whatever. You have to be thick-skinned. Also, rejection, man. They say that if you book 1 in 14 auditions, you're doing well. Your agent's happy. Can you imagine the rejection level on that? Some people, I've gone 2 years and not worked for no reason, just nothing came along. You have to go into this knowing that you're going to get your ass kicked and know that the positives outweigh the negatives and be strong about it. And surround yourself with good thoughts and people that support you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, last question, my love.
Hi. When Ellen was on the show the last time, demons were like the last big people on the show. So what do you think she would think of the monsters that have been introduced since, like the Yellow Eyes, Mara, Lucifer?
So sorry, kind of get to the crux of that again. You kind of lost me a little bit back there.
So when Ellen was on the show, like
Yeah.
the big bads that were on were demons.
Yeah.
And now since then, we've had like Yellow Eyes, we've had Lucifer, we've had Amara. What do you think she would think of those big bads?
Well, she's Ellen, right? She rolls with the punches. I don't think much makes her blink anymore. I think she just goes, she probably swears and spits some tobacco out of her mouth and goes, all right, let's handle this. I don't think much throws her anymore. I think, well, I say that assuming she's alive, and maybe she is. You know what? I don't think much throws her. I think she'd be like, okay, let's do this. Hi, who are you? What are you gonna? What do they say about men? Men just, can I eat it? Can I screw it? Can I kill it?
You've read Billy's blog.
If you break men down, women are complicated. Men are, can I eat it? Can I kill it? Can I screw it? Guys are simple, and it's a little bit true, right? A little bit. We got look at the. Exactly my point. She's a bit of a dude. Ellen's got she's in touch with her masculinity. She would look at it and go, okay, do I have to eat it, kill it, screw it? What do I have to do with this thing? Is it going to hurt me, my family? Then I will kill it right now. Boom, gone. And then she'd walk off and not even think about it. I think she'd be okay. It takes a lot to wow her. I think Ellen would be she rolls with anything that she's got thrown in front of her. So I don't think anything would really throw her. And the great characters I think she would appreciate. But I still, as I said yesterday, I think she's a loner. I think Ellen does her own thing. She loves everybody fiercely around her and would give her life up, as she did, for the people that she loves. But I think she's a one-trick pony, goes off and does her thing, and she's great that way. Thanks, you guys. Thank you so
Las
much.
Vegas, Nevada. You're welcome.
Thanks very much.
Samantha Ferris. There we go.
All right.
Robbie?
Yes, sir.
We have a lot of great actors coming on this stage, having a great time.
Great stuff.
But now, it's not about actors,
No, that's over.
questions or answers. Now it gets serious. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's no joke. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No?
It's a costume contest, a full contact sport. It's a costume contest. Somebody's gonna die.
Oh, here we go again.
America's favorite, I don't know, executioner and game show host, Adam Malin, everybody.
Why is it for my contest somebody's always got to die?
I don't know, but I love how much you hate the theme song.
All right. You right with you, folks?